You text them, no reply. You speak, and they look away. You show up, and somehow it feels like you're invisible. You start to wonder, why do people ignore me? You tell yourself it's them. They're busy, distracted, cold. But deep down, a small voice whispers, maybe it's me. And that thought, that quiet ache of being unseen, is one of the most painful feelings a human can have. But here's the truth. People don't ignore you because you're not enough. They ignore you because of something much deeper, something psychological. This is the secret reason people ignore you. In modern life, invisibility isn't about being unseen. It's about being unfelt. You can be surrounded by people and still feel alone. Psychologists call this social disconnection, the gap between being physically present and emotionally acknowledged. Our brains are wired to crave recognition. When someone looks at you, listens to you, or even just says your name, it actually activates the same reward centers as food or warmth. So, when you're ignored, your brain interprets it as danger, as social rejection. It's the same primal fear our ancestors felt when being excluded from the tribe meant, well, death. That's why it hurts so much, because silence isn't empty, it's biological pain. Here's something most people never realize. Before you speak, before you even move, your energy speaks for you. People feel you before they understand you. They sense your mood, your confidence, your inner world, through tiny micro-expressions, your tone, and your posture. The human brain evolved mirror neurons, cells that automatically reflect the emotions of people around us. So when you walk into a room filled with self-doubt, others feel it. Not consciously, but subconsciously. They don't think, I'll ignore this person. Their brain just doesn't register you as safe or energizing. And that's the secret truth. When your energy says, please notice me, it creates tension. But when your energy says, I'm at peace with myself, it creates magnetism. People are drawn to those who are centered, because calmness feels like safety. And everyone, on some level, is searching for safety. Visual, reflection in a window, the world outside blurred. The world reflects how you feel about yourself. If you constantly feel invisible, it's often because you've learned to hide. Maybe you were ignored as a child, so you stopped expecting attention. Maybe someone made you feel too loud, too emotional, too much, so you learned to shrink. And now, even when you speak, your energy whispers. You subconsciously project smallness, and people mirror it. Not out of cruelty, but because we all respond to emotional cues. This is called emotional projection. The world often treats you how you treat yourself. You can walk into the same room with two different mindsets. I hope they like me, or I already belong here, and the world will respond differently both times. Soft breath, a pause. Because people don't just hear your words, they feel your presence. The psychology of overtrying. Visual, someone telling a story, others half listening. Sometimes, the more we try to be noticed, the more we're ignored. It's ironic, but psychology explains why. Humans are drawn to emotional balance. When someone chases approval too much, it creates subtle pressure. Your tone changes. Your eyes seek validation. Your words lose ease. The interaction stops being connection and becomes performance. And people sense that. They withdraw. They disconnect. You don't lose their attention because you're unworthy. You lose it because you're trying too hard. Real connection happens when you release the need for it. When you stop seeking attention and start giving presence. Soft piano chord. Clarity returning. When you're grounded, you don't beg to be seen. You shine. The emotional shadow. Visual, dim light. A person looking at their reflection. Every human has a hidden part. A part that feels unworthy, unloved, unseen. Psychologists call it the shadow self. It's the version of you that learned, long ago, that silence equals safety. That invisibility means protection. So even as you crave connection, another part of you pushes it away. You say you want to be seen, but deep down, being seen feels dangerous. That's the inner conflict that makes you feel ignored. It's not that others are rejecting you. It's that your energy is split. Half of you wants attention, half of you is afraid of it. And that contradiction creates confusion in every social space you enter. Soft heartbeat sound again, introspective rhythm. The solution isn't to talk louder, It's to heal quieter. To look at the part of you that fears attention and tell it, you're safe now. You can be seen. The confidence of quiet presence. Confidence isn't loud. It doesn't demand attention. It commands it, through calmness. When you stop performing, people start paying attention. Because presence is magnetic. It's the energy of someone who knows who they are and doesn't need the world to confirm it. When you're comfortable in your silence, others lean in. Because silence, when it's confident, doesn't feel empty. It feels mysterious. Soft music shifts, subtle tension and grace. You don't need to chase recognition. You need to embody it. The moment you stop needing to be seen, people start noticing. The secret of self-value. Visual morning light. A person sitting near a window, peaceful. The secret reason people ignore you is that you keep waiting for others to give you the validation you haven't given yourself. The world reflects your internal value system. If you believe you're worthy only when someone responds, you'll keep chasing reactions. But when you believe you're enough, even in silence, you'll start to notice something strange. People begin to notice you, because energy attracts its reflection, and self-respect is magnetic. Soft hum, brightness rising. You teach people how to treat you by the way you treat yourself when no one's watching. When you stop apologizing for your existence, people start listening when you speak. The hidden lesson. You're not invisible. You're just out of alignment with yourself. You've spent so much time trying to be seen by others that you forgot to see yourself. And the moment you do, when you finally see you, the world follows. Because attention is not something you earn. It's something you attract by being authentically alive. Soft music builds, hopeful, emotional crescendo. The final message narrator. Gentle, emotional. The secret reason people ignore you isn't that you're not good enough. It's that you've forgotten your own light. When you dim yourself to fit in, the world forgets to notice you. When you shrink to please others, the universe reflects that smallness back. But when you stand in your truth, quietly, calmly, unapologetically, you no longer need attention. You become attention. Visual, sunrise. The person walks out of the shadows, soft smile. So stop chasing those who overlook you. Stop begging to be seen. Start being present in your own life again. Because once you truly see yourself, you'll realize you were never invisible. You were just waiting to open your eyes. Music swells, emotional closure. Narrator, final whisper. The world mirrors your energy, so stop asking, why don't they see me? And start asking, why have I stopped seeing myself? Logo fades in. MindScripted. Narrator, soft. When you recognize your worth, the world will too. Music fades, screen black.